anyway than who we are, what we look like. They didn't want to be judged as the same way.
Think about this, Joe. And I'm not trying to make this a racial thing, and I'm not trying to make anything black or white or anything like that. I'm just stating facts. Can you imagine fighting for a country overseas? You're there 2 years, and you're killing all these people, and these people are killing all you guys, and you finally live through all that, and you come home, and the first thing you hear when you get off the bus is, hey, why is this nigga in this uniform?
Right.
Or being spit upon, or you have to go to the back of the bus. When you was over here fighting for this country. You were over here doing everything that you could for this country. You might have lost a limb for this country.
Right.
And then you come home, and it's like you don't even belong in this country no more.
Right.
So there I can see when a person say, yo, I'm not going to fight for this country. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do the military. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
Yeah.
I can understand that. And I can respect both decisions, to fight for the country and not to fight for the country.
Right.
You cannot fault a person for not wanting to do something or doing something because they want to do it.
Right.
That's not you to judge. That's not for you to judge.
Right.
It's not for you to even put any type of judgment on that.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, so even think about it. Just this is 2019 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Think about 18 years ago. When
Wow.
9/11.
Right.
So imagine what that would have been like. For if we really had to do a draft or something like that. You look at just how they're treating those veterans right now.
Exactly.
Exactly. And truth be told, how that particular fight has not even ended yet.
Right.
To some degree.
Do you understand?
So when you take a look at that, and because they don't talk about it doesn't mean that it's over.
Right. Exactly.
There's some other concerns
Yeah.
that the government and the country is actually going through right now. But
what are you going to do when you have a person that comes from a rural area with no education, no skill background or
Mm-hmm.
anything, and they have no future because there's nothing there where they live at, and the only thing they do have is to go into service, to get money for their family, or to pick up a gun to rob and steal or to sell drugs.
Right.
So when you look at that and you see that, you can't help but give your heart to a person to that. You can't.
No, you're right.
You can't help but give them that respect.
You're right.
You can't help but be saying like, "Yo, man, I'm really proud of what you're doing."
Right.
Because a lot of us wouldn't do that.
Right. No, you're right.
A lot of us wouldn't do. We would take other avenues and do other things.
Right.
Not saying that that's correct. Not saying that what the other person is doing is correct. It's just that all of us have different ways of making ends meet.
Right.
By any means that we feel is necessary.
Right. So I'm not totally against the military. I don't want y'all to think that, oh yeah, the military is bad or whatever. You just have to understand, just for me and my own background and my upbringing, what my overarching view of the military and how I saw it, how it affected, how it affected my family.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And to understand that, hey, I have family members that were addicted to almost any and everything.
Right.
You get what I mean? And being in situations that, as a 3, 4, 5-year-old, do you really want to be in?
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So
for those of y'all that may say that the people that were in Reach's family that became addicted to drugs or anything like that, and you say, oh, it's not the military's fault. Well, to some degree it is, because they were placed in certain situations.
Right.
So in those situations, you can't take a young man somewhere who's not able to cope with what's going on, give him 8 weeks of training. And then back then, doing 9, you weren't doing 8 weeks, you were doing 5.
Yeah.
You might have did 4 weeks.
Yeah, so you can get over
training,
there.
so you can get over there and fight.
Right.
So then you take this and you throw this young man into this man from the hood, from the neighborhood.
Right.
And you throw him, whether he be white, black, Hispanic, or whatever, and you throw him into a chaotic situation.
Right.
And then you expect him to cope because you thought you taught him something for 4 weeks.
Right.
So, of course, he's going to pick up something that's going to help him to cope what's going on. To see. And you can imagine the thing that these guys... My stepfather used to tell me the stories.
Yeah.
And he told me about... And, like, I've seen the movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've seen Platoon. I've seen...
We Were Soldiers.
We Were Soldiers. I have seen Apocalypse Now and all this. So to see that, but to hear somebody explain it to you that has been there, like it was one quick story I'm gonna tell you that he had went through. They thought they were walking through a swamp. Okay. And they were walking through a sea of dead bodies. Wow. There was so many bodies. They just thought they was in muck and stuff. But when the flare went up, they could see that it was bodies that they were walking in. Wow. So could you imagine how traumatic that could be to somebody that's 17, 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, that's never seen that, you know?
Also, you know, and I'm going to tell you a story that I heard where, you know, can you imagine having to look at a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid from that country and you're wondering whether or not they're going to kill you or not?
Yeah, you know.
You walk through a village and you're looking at this kid and, you know, you're trying to get them a piece of candy or whatever else, and the next thing you know, they have a grenade in their hand.
They're trying to blow you up.
You know, so how are you supposed to react to stuff like that? Right. You know, and then when you get home, that's all you see, because you did something that you really didn't want to do. You didn't want to take a child out of here like that, you know, but you got, you know, it's either you or them. That's the mindset, you know. So, you know, with us talking about why the military today, it's about just some of the hardships that we see in our neighborhoods. You get what I mean? As far as how, when you see that person out there sitting on the steps and they don't know how they're going to get a job because of their handicap. Exactly. You know, or their mental state or whatever else. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's hard for these guys to get their disability from the military.
And we see these guys, we see these men and these women every day. Right. Some do thrive, sure. And then you might see them on the street corners, and they might have a sign, "I'm a homeless vet." You know, and they're sitting in their wheelchairs with a missing limb. Right. You know, and you like, why does the government not taking care of them? You know, whatever. And you give them a few dollars because you feel bad. You know, but this shouldn't be. Right. You know, but this is what the neighborhood podcast is about. We need to bring attention to things like this. We need to bring attention to stuff like this, so that when you do see something like this, and maybe you don't understand at this particular time, but listen to us, you can see that, oh, now I have a better view of why this person may be out there. Yeah. Or I might understand why this person may be on the drugs that they're on. Right. You know, or why is this guy so old and he's in his wheelchair and he's on his corner hustling money. Yeah. But now you can understand this guy probably really was in the service. Right. Or this guy was really went to war somewhere. Right. And the war messed up his mind and he just got lost in the sauce.
And the thing is that we're talking in generalities right now. But imagine, you know, if this is your brother, your sister, your cousin, you know, that you see every day, and you're not 100% sure how to approach them or whatever else. You know, this is just some little things to keep in mind. You know, that's the reason why we're bringing this up. Again, you know, what's going on in your neighborhood that truly affects you personally, that ultimately affects your neighborhood. Yes. You know, when we talk about neighborhood pride, you know, making sure, like, even, like, just going back to the old days of sweeping out front. Right, right. You know, things like that. You know, just making sure that you have that pride in where you live and taking care of stuff and whatnot. Right. And these vets are one of those national monuments. Exactly. To some degree that, you know, yeah, we got to make sure we look out for them, too.
And you may think, what if this guy's economy? All right, but what if he's not? Right. What if this guy is the real deal? It's just that he's just messed up and has nowhere to go. Right. You know.
You know. So you know. Once again, y'all, we appreciate y'all tremendously. Make sure that y'all comment and tell us how y'all feel about this. You know, if you have a feeling one way or another, a story that you want to share,
please share that with us, please, and then we'll share it on here. We'll definitely share. Like I said, anything that you send Reese and Arnold, and if we feel as though we can put it on the air, we're going to put it on the air. We're going to put it out there so we can talk about it. Right. So other people can start talking about it, you know. So just please use this platform, you know, to help us grow this platform, to help y'all grow wherever y'all at, you know. And one quick note, I just want to just salute all the veterans out there if you're listening. Yes. All you guys that did any type of service for our country, man, congratulations, man, and thank you.
Yeah, we truly thank you for your service. We truly do.
Yes.
We appreciate you. And it doesn't matter what color, race,
doesn't matter,
ethnicity, whatever that word is.
Yeah, because that's not what it's about.
Right.
It's not what it's about. It's about the neighborhood. I mean, it's about the community. It's about the neighbors.
And making sure that our democracy, is safe.
And stays intact.
Right. So, again, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe.
And repeat.
And this is Reese.
And this is Arnold.
And we'll come back at y'all soon.
And don't forget, y'all, every Friday, y'all, make sure that you click onto our Instagram page, Facebook page, or Twitter page, and tell us what neighborhood you want repped.
Right.
Rep your neighborhood Fridays.
Right. Anything you got going on community-wise, any events, any concerts, it doesn't matter. Again, Philly, Atlanta, L.A., New York, Chicago, Paris, rep it.
Doesn't even matter. And also, even though you can find us on all platforms and just about every social media outlet, you also can find us at our email at NayborsPodcast@gmail.com.
Right. All right, y'all. We out.
Love y'all.
Peace.